Hello, amazing women. We are so excited. We're going to be getting started in just a few minutes. Grab a cup of tea, get yourself comfortable. Let us know in the chat where you're from. I can hardly wait to get started. I'm so excited. Congratulations for being here. We have so much to give you today. We will be starting soon. Hello, Texas. Hello, Florida. Hello, Canada. Hello, Maryland. Hello, New York. Hello, Oregon. Hello, Australia. Hello, Austria. We're so excited to get started. Let's face it, the world needs speakers. The world needs messengers. The world needs heart-centered entrepreneurs like you, ready to take the stage, ready to bring people together in virtual events, to inspire people, to heal, to wake people up, and to transform lives. Speaking and taking the stage has given me everything. I used to be a high school teacher from Iowa, and now I'm training thousands of heart-centered entrepreneurs and speakers to take the stage all over the world.
Before Women Rocking Business, I was afraid to speak on stage and I didn't know how to monetize it. I didn't know where money was supposed to come from, so I just kind of shied away from the whole thing. But with what I've learned from Women Rocking Business, she's taught me how to be on stage, how to sell from the stage, how to have stage presence, all the points that I need to make sure that I hit to be able to monetize it. In the last year, I put on 3 events, one that made $200,000, another one that made $200,000, and another one that made $250,000 all in 1 year.
And when I took the stage and started doing regular workshops in the community, my business took off. And then I was enrolling patients in my program, and it enabled me within a few months to actually leave my hospital job. And this has changed everything, because now I have time with my children that I didn't have before, time with my husband, time for self-care, time to be creative in my business. So it's been transformative.
So as a result of learning these skills, I have paying clients who have signed up as a result of me speaking, and I've been paid to speak on corporate stages. And I was on the TEDx stage this year.
The skills that I've learned at Women Rocking Business to really own my voice and step into speaking confidently have allowed me to start a podcast, do regular Facebook Lives and Instagram Live videos, to get out there and start hosting talks. I have felt so completely supported and welcomed every step of the way with Sage and the whole Women Rocking Business team.
We're going to spend 7 days getting you all the tools that you need to create and fill and rock your virtual events. You'll also learn the 10 hottest stages that you can get on and how to land keynote speaking gigs so you can endlessly enroll your ideal clients.
My gosh, the model works. I was able to fully rock the stage and create over $200,000 and have 20 women say yes to my program, which is more than I've ever had. Now that I have these skills, I can just see how I'm going to continually grow and expand a sustainable income so that I can really have this freedom lifestyle that I have been dreaming about for so long.
Virtual events are incredibly powerful, and it's really helped me serve on a much higher level. We were able to bring over 6,000 women into the program over these last 2 years. You know, it's all due to Women Rocking Business.
So after I found Women Rocking Business, I was really able to expand my Facebook group, and then from there to implement strategies and tools, especially virtual events and challenges that I could get my audience really participating. And I did a masterclass called Magnetic Brand Strategy, which was 5 days. It was a virtual experience, and that ended up bringing in, I believe it was 120,000 in sales. and I believe it was something around 74,000 in cash. And so it was my biggest launch, and I felt just so excited and just honored and celebrated by the women inside of Women Rocking Business.
We didn't know when the pandemic hit if what we did in person that was so deeply transformational and life-changing could convert well to the online platform. And what we discovered is that it can be even more powerful for people to transform in the safety of their own homes and be able to integrate our work into their lives in a much more expanded and grounded way. And the tools we learned from Sage helped us just launch to a whole new level of success and impact and transformation than we ever thought was possible.
And if my clients and I can have results like these, so can you.
If your dream doesn't scare you half to death, if your dream doesn't feel like it's too much that you're ever gonna feel, then you don't have a dream, you've got a plan.
Mwah! Let's rock this.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so excited to be here with you today. We have an incredible welcome video we are going to play for you. We'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I am so excited to be here with my delicious and amazing friend, Deborah Artura. Give Deborah some love in the chat if you know and love this woman. And I am so excited that my Wi-Fi is cooperating so that I could be here with you now. If you are here because you have a message for the world, or you have something waking up inside of you and you're ready to just not put it on hold anymore, pop a yes in the chat. And if you are here because you know the time is now for women's voices to not be silenced, pop a yes in the chat. And I'm speaking about every single one of your voices. You inspire me. You blow us away. I've been watching this group over the last 2 weeks, and we've never had such engagement, enthusiasm, powerful support of each other. The team was like, we don't even hardly need to comment on posts because everybody's loving up each other in this group. Y'all are incredible. Pop a yes in the chat if you would like this week to be a breakout week for you, for your career, for your future clients, for your future audience, for your future financial freedom, and for the impact on the planet. And how many of you are aware that there's so much transformation and craziness happening in the world, politically, climate change, disparity, homelessness, war, all the things. And deep inside, we just know women have the answers, right? Women have the answers. I'm going to invite you in the upper right-hand corner to click on gallery mode. And I invite you to turn your camera on. And I invite you to tune in to the reality that there's over 800 of you here live right now. And there's over 24,000 of you registered for this Rock the Stage 2024 challenge to support you to take the live and virtual stage, where we're going to be giving you proven systems, techniques, frameworks to up-level your signature talk, up-level what you're selling, up-level your offer. I'm going to invite you to turn your camera on, click on gallery mode in the upper right-hand corner, and just sparkle fingers if you see someone beautiful on this screen. Sparkle fingers if you see someone courageous on this screen. Sparkle fingers if you see someone on the screen who's been on a shero's journey. She's been through hard things, but she's showing up because she knows she can use those hard things to make a difference. On the count of three, I'm going to invite you to unmute yourself and we're going to attempt a big wahoo and dive into this incredible training today. 1, 2, 3. Ow, 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 ow,
Yes.
Are like a symphony. You are like the most magnificent symphony of women. Raise your hand if you've ever had your life changed by a woman. Don't you appreciate that we all come from a woman? We all come from a mother. And I want to also say that all humans are welcome here, no matter how you identify. And so I want to invite you to take a deep breath and just give a little nod and let yourself settle here. Just give a little nod if you're willing to show up for yourself this week. Give a little nod if you're willing to show up and bring your best self into the contest that we're going to launch. We're going to be inviting you to practice making videos, practice making marketing materials, and just give a little nod if you'd love for this week to be a week that's a launch pad, like a big time launch pad for yourself, just ready to show up fully with everything you got. I see so much nodding. One more kiss into the screen. And I am just really excited for these next few days. Jill will pop up the slide. I know that what's happening here is going to shift the next year and maybe several years for some of you, because today we're diving into your message. We're going to be talking about AI and how to stay current. Tomorrow, we're going to help you position and outline your client attracting talk. Thursday, we're going to help you land keynotes and really learn to engage the stage. On Friday, we're going to support you to speak to enroll clients. On Saturday, we're going to help you really learn to monetize your stage and your gift and your message and look at how to position your offer. We're going to have an integration day on Sunday. That's the end of the challenge, but we have two bonus trainings next week. So put those in your calendar for Tuesday and Thursday, same time, 11 a.m. Pacific. We have a bonus training Tuesday on filling virtual events and a bonus training next Thursday on how to craft a six-figure story. Some of you know that in my last life, I was a school teacher from Iowa. Some of you know that in my last life, I loved teaching school. Raise your hand if you know a teacher who has changed the world and you just want to give a shout out and send some love to the teachers of our world. I loved teaching. I loved the kids. And there was something about teaching that broke my heart. I have a background in women's studies and women's leadership. And I saw how the kids struggled and I saw how the family struggled and I saw how moms struggled. And I started doing research and I found out that when moms are empowered, kids are empowered. And kids of working moms, Harvard has a study and shows that kids of working moms actually grow up to be even more successful and happier a lot of the time. And I started thinking, what if I could pour into the moms? What if I could empower every woman who feels like she has a gift to value that gift and to get that gift out into the world? And so I stepped away from teaching with a dream to support women to start businesses. But I was clueless. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no extra money in the bank. I quickly knew I was going to have to save money. So I moved into my grandfather's RV. I got a hand-me-down laptop from a friend. And there I sat in the RV trying to figure out how to get clients online and how to get my message out online. I remember sitting in the RV in the middle of the winter, freezing cold, and I had to cut the tips off of an old pair of gloves just to get my fingers to work on the laptop. It would take like a minute to just like load the next internet browser. That was about 10 years ago. And to my surprise, over the weeks, even though I was so terrified, I didn't think it was going to work. I almost gave up hundreds of times. I cried myself to sleep many, many nights. To my surprise, over time, I started to discover a feminine-based, speaking-based strategy for getting clients online. And it started to work. And I got my first 5 clients. And I found my first 10 clients. And then I hosted a big coming out event called Women on Purpose. And we had over 3,000 women register. And I made $100,000 in less than 2 weeks. And I figured I was done. That was more money than I had ever made in my whole life. I could probably retire. And what I found out in that process was that the things that I think are impossible are actually possible. And I don't live in the motorhome anymore. I live in an incredible home in my dream location in Santa Cruz, California, with my fiance and my puppy. I was just down at the ocean this morning, tears of gratitude for the life that I wake up to every day. And it's not just that I get to wake up in Santa Cruz, it's that I get to wake up and be so proud of what it's like to be me, because I was so looking forward to being here with every single one of you. And I want to put a stake in the ground that whatever you're dreaming of, whatever you're thinking might not be possible, it is possible. I want to put a stake in the ground that you know that you're the woman who can bring these dreams to fruition. And I want to put a stake in the ground for you to believe in yourself, because you're here for a reason. I want to invite you to take a deep breath into that, because no matter what happens in your life, in your business, the moments that you want to give up, even if you've fallen on your face, even if you failed before, you are bigger than your setbacks. You are bigger than your failures. You have an opportunity this week to get your message out into the world in a bigger way than ever before. And your speaking business can give you everything. And what I've seen in supporting my clients over the last 10 years is that they're able to grow successful businesses, make amazing money, support their families, send their kids to college, travel around the world. Dr. JC Mayers, one of my clients, will pop up her slide, went from being a widowed mom with a baby in her arms in Barbados years ago to becoming a powerful woman leader, supporting thousands to transform trauma into triumph and launch a global mental health movement. Glory St. Germain, her husband went into the hospital with COVID and couldn't work anymore in the middle of COVID, actually had a horrible medical emergency and couldn't work at all anymore. Glory faced a super scary moment in her life. She decided, well, many women would have decided in that moment as the sole provider of a family and children, many women would have gone back and gotten a job. Glory decided to actually launch her passion business, serving music teachers, and has made over $1.5 million in the last couple of years using these tools. Pop a yes in the chat if you would like this to be you. Robin Nielsen, when I met Robin, she was ready to quit her business. But when she learned the virtual stage tools, she scaled her business. And even in the middle of the pandemic, her online events grew, and she also made over $1 million in 1 year. So pop a yes in the chat if you are ready. I want to invite you, if you haven't already, to download the workbook out of the guides section. On the next slide, you'll see where the guides section is in the workbook. And I invite you, if you haven't already, to grab that workbook, download it, because you can take notes and follow along with us today. It's fillable. And I also want to remind you that we are live in the Facebook group so that every single one of you can take advantage of this training. We do have Zoom spots, but Zoom limits us to 1,000 seats. And so the Zoom seats are first come, first serve. If you want to join us on Zoom tomorrow, just get here a little early. And we're going to make sure to stream live into the Facebook group every day so that you don't miss a minute. You can also watch us on YouTube. I also want to remind you that you can pop notes in the comments below this video on Facebook and stay tuned with us and stay on track with us. We have coaches over there and here on Zoom. And I wonder how many of you have taken the superpower quiz. I want to invite you not to take it now, because we don't want you to miss anything, but go ahead and bookmark it to take after today's training, because visionaries see people's vision. Well, let's actually talk about the map here. Go back for just a moment. Yeah. This week, we're going to be talking about how to make your messaging magnetic, how to get visible and be confident, how to engage authentically from stage, how to bring your enrollment energy from a place of being completely aligned with your soul, using these 4 superpowers of nurturer, visionary, truth teller, and motivator. And visionaries really see people's visions. That's what we do. If you're a visionary, you see people's visions even when they can't see it for themselves. And I'm curious, how many of you find your spirituality out in nature? Pop a yes underneath this video if you find your spirituality in nature. We've laid out the superpowers on the compass. I've studied with many indigenous cultures. I've done vision quests, Hakomi training, Reiki training, and so much nature-based medicine training. And I know many of you are here because you also are attracted to a more feminine message, a more elemental message, a more nature-based message. So we're going to be bringing the energy of the entrepreneurial elemental compass into this week to hold us, because as we move around the circle, motivators align with the energy of the South and the energy of fire, and motivators have a gift of getting people into action. Truth tellers, the truth-telling energy lives in the West, in the element of water. Water has a way of waking people up, and so do truth tellers. Nurturers have the gift of bringing healing and love to the planet, and nurturers align with earth energy in the direction of the north. But enrollment and speaking and leadership and success really comes down to you bringing all keys on the keyboard. Think about how the best speakers are really able to bring all four energies to the table, because people don't know how much you know until they know how much you care. So we're going to be exploring how you can bring the nurturing energy and the visionary energy and the motivating energy. And if you haven't taken the quiz, just bookmark this link, womenrockingbusiness.com/quiz. You can take it after today's training, because I want to talk about the 3 components of business. And I want to invite you to note that the pencil on this next slide means it's time to fill in your workbook, because there's 3 components of a speaking business that you're going to want to pay attention to if you're serious about this. First of all, client attraction. A lot of people call this lead generation. This is the way that you get people's attention online. Without a way to get people's attention, you won't have a business, right? The second piece is enrollment. This is where you turn a potential client or a follower into a paying client. Enrollment is the same as sales, right? And we talk about transparent sales, authentic sales, integrity-based sales. The third component is fulfillment, which means to take great care of your clients, to fulfill on what you promised you'd give them. And how many of you would love to just spend your life in fulfillment? Pop a yes if that's true. Can I just take care of amazing clients? Can you just send me the clients that I need so I could just take care of them, right? Well, I've got news for you, because unfortunately, that's not how it works. Sorry. What we're doing here this week is we're going to support you to get the tools to take amazing care of your clients, but to also embrace marketing, community building, and enrollment, so that you can be somebody with a message who's also really willing to create a movement, right? It's one thing to have a message. Everybody can have a message, but are you somebody who's willing to create a movement? Pop a yes in the chat if you're willing to stretch outside your comfort zone, to do something that might scare you. Maybe make a video, maybe go live in the group this afternoon or tonight or tomorrow morning. Pop a yes in the chat if you'd be willing to have this container. Just take advantage of it. Take advantage of what we're offering you and say yes to the stretch that is possible for you, because what I know and what I've learned, my Wi-Fi just went out 30 seconds before I was supposed to go live with you guys. That's why Deborah's face was the first face you saw. What I have learned over and over again is that success will require a stretch. It will require a stretch for every single one of us. And from my heart to yours, I promise you this, it's worth it. The stretch is worth it. Your stretch is worth it. Your future clients are worth stretching for. The people who are waiting for you to get out there and bring your message in a bigger way, or bring it for the first time, they are worth stretching for. I also want to share the difference between upstream marketing and downstream marketing. Thank you so much for the love you guys are putting underneath this video in Facebook. I can see the comments coming through in the chat. I so appreciate this group for saying yes to the stretch. Let's make a distinction about marketing, because this is really the secret to grow your business fast. Downstream marketing is what we want to be doing, right? We want to be facing downstream. We want to be going with the current. And when we want to be going with the current, we don't want to be chasing clients. The opportunity is to give people what they say they need rather than upstream marketing, which is educating people on why they need your services. Who here has ever felt like you need to educate people about why they need your services, right? What we want to do instead is we want to get faced downstream so that we can have marketing that's resilient and relevant no matter what's happening in the world. This also allows you to have a truly magnetic message, even when you don't have like a traditional niche. And pop a yes in the chat if you think that you're one of these sisters who probably doesn't have a traditional niche. Pop a yes in the chat if you know that you might have a pretty evolutionary niche. It's not necessarily something you put in a box, right? And so this is going to be key. Downstream marketing is going to be key for you because when you can find a sign on the door that people recognize, a sign on the door that people can raise their hand and say, yeah, that's me, you can be as non-traditional as you want to be once they walk through the door. But the trick is that we need to get them through the door. So let's just do a quick test here. We had a client here a few years ago, and she tested out a couple of different messages. The first message she tested out was self-care practices for mom. Self-care practices for moms. Do you guys think it was upstream or downstream? Self-care practices for moms. She also tested the message, attention, busy moms. 10 secrets to avoid the tantrums. Do you guys think 10 secrets to avoid the tantrums ended up being more upstream or more downstream? And I'll give you a hint. One of these is probably more upstream and one of these is more downstream. So most of you are getting this correct. Here's the answer. Here's the thing. We all know moms that need self-care training. Absolutely. But the problem is that moms don't always have a market history of investing in self-care training, but they do have a market history of investing in avoiding tantrums. And what was cool about this test, you guys, is that my client taught pretty much the same class. It was pretty much the same class with a lot of self-care techniques, a lot of self-calming techniques, and then how to bring that into your parenting journey. And she had 10 times the results with a downstream message when she advertised the Attention Busy Mom 10 secrets to avoid the tantrums. She had over 20 moms in her first masterclass and 4 of them became clients. So pop a note in the chat. What is something that you know you stand for, your clear message that you're passionate about that passes what we call the face test? Pop a note in the chat. Is there a way that you can talk about your message that passes the face test? What do I mean by the face test? What I mean is that when you say your message, a face comes to mind. When you think about a busy mom who wants to end the tantrums going on in her house, if you know a mom who struggles with tantrums happening in her home, you probably would have a face come to mind. You'd probably think about her if you saw that message. That's what we're going for. The more you can pass the face test, the more you can solve. If you're taking notes, write this down. The more you can solve what we call an expensive problem, the quicker you're going to be able to monetize your gift, right? If people would pay money to get a problem solved, they'll pay you. And you get to do all the transformation and bring all the incredible gifts that you have on the back end. I want to read some of your awesome shares. These are great. Camilla says toxic-free sustainable living. I love this. Whitney says healing for entrepreneurial moms, transforming your pain into power. I love this one. Deborah, Dr. Deborah, changing what aging looks like. I love this. I would even add graceful aging would be a great message here. I want to introduce you to someone more properly. Let's pop up her slide and we'll bring her up. Deborah Artura is a head trainer at Women Rocking Business. She's a graduate of Women Rocking Business. Deborah's been supporting thousands of our clients to host virtual events and live events. And she knows that events and speaking really is the backbone of any business. Deborah, it's such an honor to be here with you today.
It is so good to be here with you today and all of you incredible women. I am so inspired by you. as somebody who's been in the Women Rocking Business universe now for many, many years. I was a client, I rocked my own business, and then I got to jump into Team Women Rocking Business and am now the head trainer for the Leverage program, and I'm supporting thousands and thousands of women in the world to bring their messages forward, to make great money giving their gifts. And I'm here today alongside Sage to take a stand for the simple truth that speaking truly is the fastest way to get high-paying clients. And I am so excited that we're starting here in this conversation around getting your message nice and clear, because once you start to feel like you know who you're talking to, and like Sage was saying, you can solve that expensive problem, then people start to think, oh, Danuka, that's who I need to see. Oh, Sophia, Martina, that's who I need to see. Oh, you should talk to my friend Cassandra. She helps moms just like you, right? Can you see how with that language, when your people know who you help and what you help them with, not only do they know you're potentially the right mentor for them, but then when their friends and family are complaining or talking about the challenges in their lives, now people can say, oh, you've got to go see my friend Margaret. She helps women balance their hormones. Right? So I'm really excited to dive a little deeper into this niche conversation and the speaking conversation, because my experience is there are a few things that women bump up against when they encounter this moment of niching down and clarifying your message. So pop a yes in the chat if you're somebody who's ever felt a little bit of fear or feels a little nervous when we ask you, who are you talking to? Let's talk to one specific person. Yeah, I'm seeing some yeses in the chat. Keep dropping those yeses if you can relate to that. And you know, Sage and I and all of our Women Rocking Business team, we have been supporting thousands of women leaders for over 10 years. And I want to give you these 3 key things. So workbook time, right? You saw the little pencil. So grab your workbook. It's on the page that's got a lot of lines on it right in the middle here. This is where you're going to be filling out. And the first thing we're going to talk about is the fear of getting too big. What's true for women speakers is that we're often afraid of 2 things. We're afraid of failing, but we're often also afraid of getting so successful that all of a sudden we are responsible for everyone and we're going to lose our freedom. Pop a yes in the chat if that's something you can relate to. I see some of you saying yes, facts, OMG me, yes. The second fear that a lot of women bump up against is the fear of leaving people out. They don't want to be exclusive. How many of you have ever felt afraid that if you choose a message, you're not going to be able to help everyone? Yeah, pop a yes in the chat if that's you. Or maybe you're afraid that some of the people in your life aren't going to resonate with your message, or they're not going to understand what you're up to. Yeah. And that's going to cause some separation, right? You might not feel so connected to the people that are important to you. One of the things that we've found is that when we try to help everyone, we often end up helping no one, right? That's when our message is so broad and we're trying to help everyone. Nobody knows that we can actually help them. Yeah. Awesome. I see so many of you are getting there. You're feeling your yeses here. All right. And the third is that some women bump up against the fear of not being able to express fully. Have you ever felt like as you choose your message, or as we're asking you to get specific with your message, you're going to have to put yourself in a box and you're not going to be able to fully express your whole self? You're not going to be able to bring all your interests. You're not going to be able to talk about or apply all the different kinds of education and trainings and certifications, right? That you're going to get limited into one little narrow channel. Yeah, so many of you. So pop a yes into the chat if you can relate to one of these 3. And if it's something else that we didn't name, pop a yes, pop that into the chat too, so that we can kind of tune into what else is in the field.
I see several of you saying, yes, all three of these. Yes, yes, yes. I see a few people saying, oh, wow, I didn't realize, but I do feel afraid of success because if I'm successful, if I get too big, I might lose love. People might not understand me. I see a couple of you saying, I'm scared of having the responsibility of this getting really successful. Pop a yes in the chat if that's true for you. And then I also see people feeling afraid on that more. What if I let people down? What if I fall on my face? What if there's something about what I want to give that I could never give if I try to put myself in a box? These are so honest. Thank you so much for your honest shares.
I'm seeing too some really beautiful, authentic, the fear of not having enough credibility or enough content. Yeah. And some women who are concerned that there are too many people already doing what they're doing and that the market's too saturated. Yeah.
So I want to invite you to take a nice deep breath. And I want to invite you to feel into whatever resistance, fear, insecurity, stories that might come up as you stretch into giving this next chapter of your gift. And I want to invite you just for a moment, if it feels right, to place your hand on your heart and just let yourself know that you're going on a journey this week. Rather than me trying to give you some cookie cutter solution to that fear right now, what I'd like to do is take you on a journey this week. A journey to create some speaking assets, a talk, some marketing materials that help build your confidence. Meanwhile, I'd like to open up a space, a sacred space today, where we have a chance to practice with each other. We have a chance to make videos, to give each other feedback, to practice getting visible here in a group of humans who are connected to an intention of collaboration, of compassion, and of commitment. So in your upper right-hand corner of your Zoom screen, and those of you on Facebook, I'm going to invite you to just stay connected with yourself and tune into us one more time. Click on gallery mode one more time and just send a little sparkle into the screen if you are willing to go on this journey with us this week as a way of continuing to move beyond the fears, because there is a women's wealth revolution happening right now. And we'll pop up the slide. We can't be trapped in the fear of being too big or not enough when women are actually on the next wave of growth for acquiring wealth. It's all over the news. There's incredible research and stats out there that over the next 5 to 10 years, the female economy is going to be booming. Who is ready for that? Because sometimes the fear is not going to go away. So we're just going to have to bring fear with us. Give me an if you're with me on that, right? Women also drive the majority of consumer purchasing. So if we buy over 80% of everything, then we also probably know how to market to the people who are like us out there shopping, right? Women are growing in wealth and power. In fact, we're seeing more and more women on the face of money. One of our beloved clients here at Women Rocking Business is from Hawaii. Her grandmother is on the 25-cent quarter here in the United States. And Women Rocking Business is a place where we've done things in a way that aligns with women. We've taught the principles for growing a business from a place of collaboration rather than competition, empowerment rather than power over, and generosity rather than a sense of urgency or scarcity. And when I decided, if I'm going to do this business, I'm doing it my way. I want to do it in a way that resonates with the values that were instilled in me as a school teacher. I decided if I was going to have to sell my soul, and if it doesn't work, I'll go do something else. I'll live on a farm, whatever I need to do, right? I grew up in Iowa. I love farms, love permaculture. But what I've found is that when we're doing business in a way that works with women, it's actually working. In my wildest dreams, I had no idea the doors that would open. Hay House picked up my book, paid me to write a book. Women Rocking Business had never sold more than a few hundred units of anything in a month. When the book came out, we sold 14,000 books in 1 month. Doors have opened, and we've consistently stood for the things that we believe to be possible. My question for you is, what do you believe is possible? How can you bring your beliefs into your brand? One of the things that we're set out to do is to close the gender pay gap. We know that women are still getting paid 79 cents on the dollar compared to men. And for every dollar made by white men, Asian women make 90 cents. Thank you, Asian women. White women make 79 cents. Black women make 62 cents. Hispanic and Latinx women make 54 cents. And women are starting businesses nearly 50% more frequently than men. But when we do, our businesses are more likely to fail. And what I found is that the more true we stay as a company to these values, the bigger the doors are that open. I've had a chance to be keynoting on stage at Microsoft, featured on major media networks, NPR, ABC, CBS, the TEDx stage. I've had a chance to travel around the world to partner with Lynn Twist and my friend Vivian Glick and do volunteer work in Ecuador, in Uganda, in Liberia. I've gotten a chance to sit down with some of my favorite thought leaders like Reverend Michael Beckwith and Neil Donald Walsh and Reverend Deborah Johnson. And we've had the honor of serving over 500,000 female speakers. We started in 2012. And one of the things that we did is we hosted these business conferences on the beach because I love the beach. And halfway through the conference, we would go down onto the beach and we would stand in a circle and lock in our dreams. In 2013, that same conference grew to twice the amount of people. By 2014, we had almost 200 women attending our events. By 2015, we had over 300 women. In 2016, it was stormy. We had over 400 women. In 2017, we did the business conference, but it rained, so we couldn't go down to the beach. By 2018, I had bought my property here in Santa Cruz, California. So we did the circle right down the street from where I live. In 2019, we had over 500 women on the beach, and you know what's happened since 2020. We have gone virtual, and then we got back together for the first time last year. We had a combination of live and online. Pop a yes in the chat if you can see the value of learning both virtual speaking and live speaking. And you could see the place where virtual stages support live stages and vice versa. And I hope that some of you will be a part of this next 2024 sisterhood, because there will be more opportunities. One of the things that's had us be so consistently growing is that years ago, I lived in Japan. I lived in Japan for a couple of seasons. And one of the things I noticed about what was happening in Japanese culture was that there was an inner peace that I didn't experience all the time in the West, in Western culture. Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. There was just this sense of inner peace, like people had found some kind of inner sense of purpose. And when I started asking around to the people I was working with and studying with in Japan, they started saying this word Ikigai. So Deborah, you want to tell them what Ikigai is? Some of you already are smiling. You know Ikigai.
Yes, I love this. So again, grab your workbook, and there's this beautiful image of the Ikigai in your workbook so you can see it nice and clear. But this is the essence, the reason for being, right? That who we are in the world and the message we want to bring, what we're passionate about, our mission, our profession, our vocation. It's not just about the language of those things. It's also about finding the language, what the world is ready to pay you for. And that intersection of what you love, what you're good at, and what the world needs now, and what you can get paid for is the sweet spot that's going to be really important to consider as we continue this conversation around your world-changing message as the foundation for your incredibly profitable business, which I know, drop a yes in the chat if you're here because you want to get paid great money doing what you know you're here to do. There's something pulling you forward. Yes, I love it. And Sage, anything you want to add there?
I think I just want to really talk about some of these terms we're throwing around. I want to talk about this term micro niche. Micro niche as a way of not just having a specific message, but actually niching down to an even more specific message, this term zeitgeist. How do you be on the edge of consciousness? How do you speak into something that people are craving, right? How do you speak into the edge of human evolution? This message zeitgeist. How do you make your message bigger than what you're selling and socially relevant? Deborah's going to walk through 5 steps to really making your marketing resilient. And then we have a short video we want to show you that's really going to help you understand how these concepts can work together to choose a message and communicate about your message in a way that really grabs people's attention.
Okay, so grab your pencils, pens, and these are really key for you to be keeping in mind, right? So I'm going to just say them nice and slow, take a breath, and let them land, okay? So the very first thing that we know to create this resilient marketing for speakers is that people aren't looking for just a solution, not a broad stroke solution. People are looking for an individualized solution. They're looking for a solution that's really relevant to them and their problem that they know they have and the solution they're looking for. It's also really important when you take a stage and you're out there delivering your message that you are leading with your story and your values first and then content. You're not just blasting people with content. Your people are going to fall in love with you and your story, who you are. And it's not just about what you want to say, right? Back to that Ikigai, but it's really about putting the attention on what the world is needing right now. And then bringing your message to support that message that the world is needing from you right now. And number 4 is our opportunity is to use the modern technology, use AI, use the technology tools to support your business to help you convert online, to start to befriend the technology and ask, how can it serve me? How is AI and these technology tools, how can they be my ally to support me getting my message out there, helping people find me and say yes to getting the transformation they need? And the 5th step to support your marketing is to stand for a bigger transformation. Not just a small solution, but a sincere, significant transformation that people are looking for that's going to make a difference in their world so that you can get paid well to do what you're here to do. People aren't just
I'm excited for you all to really be exploring this today, to be exploring this, to be working with this for yourself, to be thinking about your journey as a PhD program, preparing you for the next chapter of your message. Some of you have already been bringing your message to the world and you're ready for the next chapter of growth. You're ready to just be reaching more people. Raise your hand if that's you. Some of you are launching a message for the first time. It's coagulating. It's coming into clarity as we're together. Raise your hand if that's you. First time messengers. And you just have this thing tapping you on the shoulder. You want to know my philosophy on having something tap you on the shoulder? It's because it is tapping you on the shoulder. It is. Something is. And I believe the people are your future clients. Raise your hand if you would agree with me that we're all way more connected than we give ourselves credit for. It can feel like we're alone in our houses, our apartments, our little places, but we're way more connected. If you feel something tapping, there's something tapping. It's so much easier to show you some of these concepts and how we've worked with certain clients to get so clear on their message that their businesses just exponentially grew. So much easier to show you than to tell you. Can we give some love to my team in the chat? Have you guys noticed like just how on it they are with links and just supporting? Thank you to my team. And my team made you a video to kind of show you some of these terms. And when we get back, we're going to dive into some AI tools. So don't go anywhere. This video is going to fill in some of the gaps. If you want to be a speaker and build a speaking-based business online, I want to spend just a few minutes inviting you to consider what's at the core of your speaker message. And if you're stuck or confused about your message as a speaker, or if you're wanting to dial in your message so you can reach more people, I have a message clarity framework that I'd like to share here to help you build your profitable speaking business. First, I want to introduce you to the concept of Zeitgeist, which is defined as the spirit of the age. The world's in a huge transition. You can use the concept of Zeitgeist to tap in to what people might be craving or thinking right now in this very moment. Zeitgeist helps you choose a message that is relevant now. My client Sophia Tom has done a beautiful job tapping into the Zeitgeist. She mentors women who are hungry to really discover the wisdom within their bodies. She runs retreats out of her retreat center in Costa Rica, and when the world shut down and Sophia's retreat center was sitting empty, Sophia was able to use the concept of Zeitgeist along with our virtual stage building strategies to reach thousands of her ideal clients online. Supplementing her retreat center income, Sophia has grown an incredible brand called Temple Body Arts. She's answering a global call that women all over the world have to live their highest purpose by tuning in to their body wisdom. Find out more about Sophia at sophiatom.com.
Thank you to the tools at Women Rocking Business. I have grown my business online, my online community. I just had over 600 women register for a paid 21-day Facebook challenge, and to then launch a whole new program and have 130 women join and say yes. And I really feel that it's through the tools I've learned in knowing how to really show up online and use this sacred technology to share my message. I'm so grateful for all of these different ways of offering online challenges and trainings and being able to call in my divine clients and women that are ready to say yes.
Another one of my clients, Susan Pierce Thompson, tapped into the Zeitgeist really effectively in her business. Her company, Bright Line Eating, teaches people cutting-edge psychology and neuroscience to help them lose weight. But she's not just helping people get happier and more thin and more free. She's also focusing on the bigger vision of putting an end to food addiction on the planet. Susan has had incredible results using speaking and the virtual event tools that we teach to grow her community and skyrocket her business.
My business has completely exploded. I've been working with Sage, following her guidance, leaning on her, using her every step of the way, and my email list is now at 140,000 people. And in the past year, my business has brought in $2.6 million in revenue that I have been able to funnel back into my business to grow it. Just working with her has been a dream, and I can't recommend it highly enough. Go ahead and take the plunge. You won't regret it.
When you combine the mindset of standing for a clear outcome with the concept of tapping into the zeitgeist and what people are really craving at this moment in consciousness, it allows you to focus fully on your message. And a clear message is what allows your business to scale so you can do what you love to do. Stay in your creative zone of genius. And here at Women Rocking Business, our message has become so far-reaching. That's what's allowed me to create an incredible life, work part-time, and do things that I absolutely love. I've had the opportunity to create job security for myself and my team. I have the security of knowing that I can work from anywhere. I have the opportunity to travel to support humanitarian projects. I've been able to take clients and my team to Liberia and Uganda and Bali to do fundraising and support women's empowerment. We got to go to Ecuador and raise over $100,000 to help support women in the rainforest, protecting their jungle home from oil companies. It is possible to build a business that gives you the freedom to focus on the things you love and sets you up to thrive in any economy. to feel that security where you can take care of yourself and your loved ones and your family, no matter what's happening in the world. And getting clear on your message and using virtual events to find your clients really is the first step to being able to reach more people and break that old paradigm of trading time for dollars. So if Sophia and Susan and thousands of our clients can do this, so can you. If you're called to build a business that really changes the world, the universe needs you and the time is now. So I invite you to ask yourself, how can you use the power of Zeitgeist in your business? The opportunity is here to grow a business that makes great money and makes a huge difference on the planet. We need you. I invite you to take a nice deep breath into whatever aha moment is happening for you, whatever ideas are popping. Raise your hand if you'd be willing to be gentle with yourself this week as all of this energy is moving through you. Raise your hand if you'd be willing to give yourself a little space to sort through the ideas that are coming. Raise your hand if you know that the more driven you are, the more gentle with yourself you need to be. And raise your hand if you do have ahas happening. You can start to see the place where your passion is going to overlap with what people are hungry for right now. People are hungry for transformation. They're hungry for transformation in their relationships, in their health, in their careers, and in their trust with themselves. And raise your hand if you're also motivated and inspired to build a business that has a philanthropic aspect, a way of giving back, a way of participating in global service work. And it doesn't have to be about making millions. I used to do incredible philanthropic work when I was just making my first few tens of thousands of dollars, right? My clients were so inspired that when they invested in themselves, it wasn't just investing in themselves through me, they were investing in themselves through a company that had a really incredible, sorry, you guys, sorry for the sharing. Please don't screen share unless you are Team Women Rocking Business. Pop a yes in the chat if you love it when technology does crazy things. And pop a yes in the chat if you appreciate that we don't have to be perfect in order to serve thousands of people. So the other thing that I want to keep putting a stake in the ground for is your ability to not just create a transaction, but to create a transformation. Because when you create a true transformation for your clients, they will be referring to you and there will be more coming right behind them. And that's what we're up to this week. So let's talk about how AI can help, right? Now that we've talked about micro niching and getting really specific, how can AI help you get specific? Raise your hand if you've been using ChatGPT or Baird or one of the AI platforms. These AI platforms are essentially like neural networks. It's pretty extraordinary what you can do with AI. They've done research, and many of you probably already know this, but these platforms can do in 1 minute what it takes the Harvard think tank over an hour to do. And we've been having so much fun with AI. We actually have been working on our own AI platform. Hint, hint. We're getting really excited about that. But I wanted to give you a couple of prompts. This first one is just a way to get several mission statements that aren't just mission statements, but they're mission statements that you can use in your marketing. You can use them as headlines. I think many of you already know that when you use these platforms, the more specific you are with your question and your prompt, the better output you're going to get. And here's a mission statement brainstorm prompt. We'll pop up the slide. I'm working with women over 50 who are designing their next chapter. Can you create 3 mission statements I can use in my marketing? Now, just to be clear, for those of you that maybe haven't spent as much time on these AI platforms, you can actually go to the website right here in your workbook and right here on this screen, openai.com, and you can play. It's pretty incredible. When we've been testing prompts, what we found is that we get way better output in terms of mission statements specifically when we let AI know that we're going to be using these mission statements in our marketing. Deborah, you want to show us what happens when we stick that prompt into ChatGPT? I'm working with women over 50 who are designing their next chapter. What does ChatGPT come up with in terms of 3 mission statements?
So I just copied and pasted that prompt that Sage just gave us. And you can see here, it gave me 3 different great options. Empowering women over 50 to redefine their future. Your partner in crafting a fulfilling second act. Unleash your potential after 50.
Oh, I like that one.
Me too. So it gives us this line. Our mission is to help women over 50 unleash their untapped potential and live life to the fullest, whether it's a new career, passion project, or a lifestyle change. We're dedicated to supporting you on your journey of self-discovery and transformation. It's like it's been listening to Sage and knows that it's supposed to highlight the deeper transformation.
And the thing about AI is that you can ask it, can you make this more marketable? Can you rewrite this so that it will convert higher online? Could you give me 3 ideas for subject lines I could use if I send an email? Could you give me 3 ideas for headlines and taglines that I could use on a social media ad or to get people's attention on social media? We'll pop up the next slide. You can ask it for ideas on how to title a masterclass, or you can ask it to even write you an entire promotional email. Here's an example. I think this is examples in your workbook, or you can take a screenshot of this. I'm leading a class titled 3 Keys to Reinvent Yourself for women over 50 who are longing for more. Can you write me a promotional email, a reminder email, and a follow-up email? It's kind of incredible what AI can do. AI has been saving my team hours and hours and hours of work, so much time saved that we've actually been able to get some really cool things in the works for you, which some of you will hear about later this week. And one of the things that I want to really encourage you to do with AI is to play with AI as options for getting even more specific with your message. So here's an example of how to do that. Some of you might be weight loss mentors. You help people lose weight. But if you use AI to help you narrow it down, our clients have been doing this. Tell AI a little bit about how you help people lose weight. You might land on a more specific message like holistic weight loss without dieting. Pretty cool, right? Holistic weight loss without dieting, and without dying. Well, that's way more attractive to me. I'd rather not diet or die while I lose weight. And here's another one. Instead of just helping people avoid burnout, what if you had the solution to specifically adrenal burnout for women? One of the cool things about getting even more specific is this is going to help you pass the face test. I'm loving how many of you are clearly already using AI in the chat because, yeah, I can tell that you guys have already been using and getting more clarity. And if you're new to this, it's going to be fun for you to play around with this tonight. There's a version of ChatGPT that's totally free, so you guys can all play with it. And here's another example here at Women Rocking Business. We don't just teach people to rock their business. If I had a bunch of ads out there saying, hey, come learn how to rock your business, I would probably not be getting your attention. But when I'm specific and I let you know that you can come learn how to rock the stage so you can grow a specific type of business, a message-based business, a profitable speaker business, profitable speaking business. As you can see, we have a lot of interest. We've had over 24,000 of you register for this training. And so pop a yes in the chat if you can see the value of getting more specific with your message. And I want to remind you of something truly important here. I want to remind you, and we're just going to go a few more minutes today. I want to remind you that your message is going to evolve. You do not need to land on some specific version of your message that is going to be the version of your message for the next 30 years. Okay, that's not what's happening here. What's happening here is we are going to be inviting you to try on a message just for the week. So you can play in the CTAs. We're going to be giving you action steps each night. So you can try this on. So you can come up with something that could work to get you your next 5 or 10 or 50 clients, and raise your hand if you'd be willing to continue to let your message evolve and not try to get it perfect, but be willing to choose, because clarity comes from taking action and not the other way around. I'll say that one more time for those of you that are taking notes. Clarity comes from taking action and not the other way around. If we can get you into action, you're going to get so much more information about what you like about this message, what you don't like, how it might need to evolve, and your message will evolve. We have clients who have several different iterations of their masterclass and their speaking gig. I have a client who's writing a book about mastering life transitions, but she makes money helping women navigate divorce because that's who's able to pay her. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? You can stand for something bigger, but the short-term monetization happens when you solve a specific problem. Anything to add, Deborah?
I just love that you laid that down so clear, right? You can stand for something bigger, but your money's going to come from that short-term solution, the right now problem that people need solved. So this is so good, Sage. I love getting you women. Drop a yes in the chat if you're having some ahas. You're really getting the essence that we're talking about here. Get this micro niche clear. Yes, all those yeses. Awesome.
I'm going to invite you, all of you, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or here on Zoom, I'm going to invite you to rub your hands together and just create a little bit of fire right now. Just create a little bit of fire for the sisterhood that's coming together this week, a little bit of fire within yourself to be willing to slough off any nervousness or any fears or any resistance that's coming up. And I'm going to invite you to send that fire out to your future clients and to each other, to the thousands of women who are coming. We're going to be letting you know about a couple of opportunities and letting you know about your action step for today and the $22,000 prize that's in the wings. So first off, one of the questions is, what is your magnetic message? Who's getting a little bit more clarity around that? We're going to invite you to keep sharing your message in the Facebook group. You can share whatever iteration of your message is coming through here in the comments, here beneath this video. Do you have a new iteration of your message coming through that you want to pop into the chat right now? Is there some clarity coming through around, okay, well, I could either support moms or I could support professional women, right? Just pop something into the chat to let me know where you're at with it. Dr. Jada is still trying to narrow it down. Monica says it's getting there. Shelly says, I'm working on it, but I'm getting clarity. Lori says it has to do with conscious consumerism. I love this. Martina says it has to do with helping women turn trauma to triumph. I love this. Robin says from the I to the we, and how mental illness becomes mental wellness. And what I hear you saying, Robin, is you're bringing in the superpower of connection and community, helping people create mental stability. This could be good, Robin, write this down. Helping people create mental stability through creating strong connections with community. This is powerful. Angie Beck says, I was thinking of divorce and widowers for a starting niche, which is amazing. Starting over after divorce, navigating challenges of divorce. This is awesome too, Angie, because when people are going through divorce, they are ready to invest in getting support to navigate divorce. Angie, you might want to write this down. 3 keys to navigate your divorce with grace, poise, and confidence, right? Something like that. I have a friend I would actually send to that webinar. 3 keys to navigate divorce with grace, poise, and confidence. I'm loving this. Trina says supporting moms. Trina, here's a quick piece of advice for you and anybody else out here that wants to support moms or families. If you want to support moms or families, they will more likely invest if they also can trust that you will help them raise happy, healthy kids. Pop a yes in the chat if you would agree with that. Even if you're going to support them with their passionate moms, entrepreneurial moms, if they know that that's also going to help them raise happier, healthier kids, right? More balanced kids, they're more likely to invest, right? Moms are all about their kids, and thank goodness most of them are. Women in career transitions. This is great, Lindley. Lindley says women in career transitions. Here's an idea for you, Lindley. Lindley, you could put together a class, attention women, 3 keys to navigate career transitions, to create your next lucrative, meaningful chapter. These are hot. Anything to add, Debs?
Yeah, I was just looking and I was seeing Melissa's helping men and women who are broken by the trauma of betrayal, niching down to doing this with love and compassion without blowing up their world. And I was just thinking, a great title for you might be 3 keys to recover from betrayal and build a life you love.
That's hot. That's hot. Are you guys tracking with us? Pop a yes in the chat if you're noticing that when Deborah and I are throwing out ideas, the simpler the title, the easier it would be to send people, right? Raise your hand if you're noticing that simple titles are more magnetic, right? So when you're thinking about headlines and titles and marketing materials, you want to stay away from more flowery, metaphorical language. You want to stick with kind of simple 12-year-old words that are going to actually stop the scroll online. When I say stop the scroll, are you guys tracking with me? Everybody's scrolling online now. Social media is moving, moving, moving. You want to stop the scroll. You want to pattern interrupt, right? People are constantly wanting to save their brain calories, right? People don't want to read through a whole paragraph to figure out what you do. The most successful ebook of all time, it sold hundreds of thousands of copies in a matter of days. Most successful ebook was called Stop Divorce Now. That simple. So take a breath into that. Pop a yes in the chat if you'd be willing to really consider what is the simple version of my message, and raise your hand if you'd be willing to play with making a video about that message in the next 24 hours as a way, just a simple, imperfect video, simple and imperfect, not perfect, the opposite of perfect. I'm finally seeing some hands going up. Simple and imperfect video as a way to keep testing your message and testing your marketing materials. I'm loving this. So before I go through the CTA, I do want to let you know that in about 20 minutes, we're going to be heading over to another Zoom line to do some laser messaging coaching with our VIPs. Now, during this week, we will have some time to bring some of you up for Q&A between now and Saturday. But today is so full because it's day one. We're trying to get so many things in motion here as we're bringing all of you together. We want to let you know about the Rock Your Message VIP experience. So that VIP experience is at womenrockingbusiness.com/VIP. You could head over there now. We'll put the link in the chat to find out more about it. But here's a few of the cliff notes. During the VIP experience, you're going to have after parties starting today. We're going to head over to another Zoom line and get you guys some laser coaching. We're going to also support you a little bit more with AI and give you even more prompts on how to use AI really powerfully in your creation of your talk and your speaking. We're going to get you lifetime access to all of these trainings. So these 5 trainings you're getting from today till Saturday, you'll have lifetime access to the recordings. You're going to also get 2 of my proven message templates to help you get really clear on how to talk about what you do. We'll go to the next slide so you guys can really just see the nuts and bolts here. You'll get the 3 magnetic message after parties. We'll start in about 20 minutes with more hands-on coaching and some bonus content. You're going to get lifetime access to all of these recordings. That's 5 days worth of recordings, plus the VIP recordings. So that'll be 7 total. 25 marketable mission statements. These are mission statements. This is a PDF full of mission statements that my clients have actually used to go out and build successful businesses. You'll also get my message clarity blueprint, and you'll get a VIP concierge coach, a rock the stage expert that will reach out to you to help you create your mini profitable speaker plan, and who will be available to you in written form. You can text back and forth with them and ask them any question about the 5-day Rock the Stage challenge that you want. Some of you were saying earlier that you know Susan Pierce Thompson. She was a client of mine. When she stepped into getting more support through Women Rocking Business, it was incredible to watch her business grow, added 100,000 people to her list, created millions. It's been such an honor to be both her friend and to have gotten a chance to help her grow Bright Line Eating. Mel Larson is another example of one of our clients who said yes to getting more support, investing in herself. She went through a program very similar to this just a couple of years, I think 2-3 years ago now, and she had over 100 participants join her virtual event. And out of those 100, she had 12 high ticket clients come into her year-long program. Robin Nielsen is another example of a client who said yes to getting more support, grew her community to 11,000 women online, and did a fundraiser for Nepalese people to get them healthcare. And it's just been so cool to support many of you that have already jumped into VIP. We've got over 800 of you already that jumped into VIP. So I'll give you that URL one more time. You can join us for VIP for just $97. Head over to womenrockingbusiness.com/VIP. That's www.womenrockingbusiness.com/VIP. And when you head over there, I'll just show you what's going to happen real quick. You will have a chance to see a talking head of Sage Levine, and you'll be able to take a second step in customizing your registration for the Rock the Stage Challenge, and you can upgrade to the VIP experience right here with this orange button. And if you do upgrade in the next 15 or 20 minutes or so, you'll be welcome to attend our first magnetic message after party, which I'm so excited about, to get you some more laser coaching on your magnetic message and to listen to other people getting coached, because sometimes we get that clarity when we hear other people get coached. And again, VIP is just that $97 investment. And I am excited for those of you that are going to be jumping in and joining VIP. I want to also pop back over to the opportunity to play in our $22,000 message clarity video contest. So we're going to pop up the first call to action, CTA number 1, which is to go live with your message imperfectly. And for those of you that are willing to play in all 5 CTAs this week, we're going to be giving you one action step at the end of each day. And on Saturday, we're going to be giving a grand prize to the one of you who has played in all 5 CTAs. Pop a yes in the chat if that's you. You are here. You want to play full out. You want to play in all 5 CTAs. And you could see yourself being the one who just shows up as genuine, authentic, not perfect, not polished, but enthusiastic, creative. And you're on a mission to win that seat in our $22,000 training program. It would be such an honor to give many, many, many of you that seat. And we'll pop that CTA up one more time because that contest starts right now. So what we're going to invite you to do is to share your magnetic message, the message that you've been working on today. You can absolutely use what ChatGPT spits out, or Baird, or any AI platform. It doesn't have to be unique to you, but just to share it imperfectly on camera using a live video in the Rock the Stage training Facebook group, which Deborah or I should probably take a moment to show you how to do. And then in addition to making that short live video, we're going to invite you to give 3 rock stars some feedback on something that's awesome about their video. And then if there's anything they could do to make their message clear and effective, to share that feedback as well. What would you add, Deborah?
I just love this opportunity for each of you to take that step into the life that is here for you, that calling, that thing that keeps you up at night sometimes, that inspiration that wakes you up, that passion that you've had for weeks, months, some of you years, some of you it's been decades. that you've been knowing that there's something more you're here to do and you just haven't known how, or you haven't known like, what's the first step to take? How do I get my message out there? How do I find clients? And I'm telling you all right now that this one step, taking this moment to get some thoughts down, what is that message just to start with, and taking the risk to play in a safe place. That's one of the things I think is most incredible about this entire training is the community where you get to practice feeling more confident, being the woman leader you're really here to be. We aren't walking until we're born, right? We've got to crawl, walk, run. So this is your opportunity to crawl. So I am going to just invite you to shake off whatever gremlin or whatever thought or whoever's voice in your head is saying you can't, you shouldn't, you don't know how, not good enough, any version of that. And to just take a breath and say, I'm going to just try. I'm going to do an experiment. This is your toe dip in the water. Ooh, how is it in here? And just see, oh, wow, not that hard. And oh, wow, ooh, it feels a little vulnerable, a little scary. And it feels good to have sisters see me in this container and get some feedback and get a little love for being vulnerable. So give me a sparkle finger. Are you with me? You hearing what I'm saying over there? Yeah, I love seeing all your little fingers and the willingness. So Sage, do you have your phone? Can you
Let
show us
me
how to
give
do
you
it?
the cheat. Let me give you the cheat sheet real quick. You're going to go if you haven't gone live on Facebook if you haven't gone live on Facebook ever, it's super easy to do from your phone, especially. You can also do it from your computer. You can also do it from Zoom. I'm going to show you from my phone. This is my iPhone. Same as if I was going to post a photo. If I just scroll further down, one of the options is live video. Can you guys see it? One of the options is live video. So I can choose to go live right here. And let's see if, all right, sisters, I am live here, reminding you that the CTA to post your imperfect message clarity video is due tomorrow, ideally. We'll extend it, but the point is that we support women who have a big message for the world, who want to make a difference, who want to create financial freedom, to take the stage, have fun doing it, make money doing it, change lives, and build a life and business that they love. It's not just about having your life fit around an overly busy business schedule, but it's about having a business that fits into your life that you love showing up for. So that's me, totally imperfect. We'll call it a go, and we'll see you on day 2 of the live training. And it's as simple as that. And you guys will see that posted on the Facebook group. And we're going to be looking for your videos. Raise your hand if you're willing to play. Raise your hand if you're willing to go live for the first time. Raise your hand if you will be going live for the first time. And raise your hand if you're willing to ask for help in the group. Say, I'm having technical difficulties. Can somebody help me? This is an incredible community. And then just as important, raise your hand if you're willing to give 3 fellow rock stars real feedback, because our team is going to be choosing winners, and they're going to be looking specifically for winners who are actually playing and actually giving feedback. Raise your hand if you'd be willing to give any feedback you have to give with an acknowledgement. Raise your hand if you'd be willing to give that acknowledgement with your feedback. If you know that it was really hard to see somebody or hard to hear somebody, you could say, you looked so beautiful, but your voice was hard to hear. If somebody has doesn't have enough light on their face, you could say, I love what you said about supporting moms, but next time just get some more light on your face because I couldn't see your facial expressions, right? We call it the acknowledgement sandwich. And pop a yes in the chat if you could see the value of having a place to post videos and get feedback where everybody's goal is to uplift each other. And raise your hand if you'd be willing to be a part of a rising tide lifts all boats mentality with this video. Remember, it's quick. It's a minute or less. We're not looking for a long video. We're looking for a short video. Who are your clients? What's the message you're playing with? And don't forget, we'll pop up the slide, playing in all the daily actions is going to enter you to win $22,000 worth of business training. I also want to remind you that the workbook and the replays of these videos and all the contest details are going to be posted in the guides section of the Facebook group. So be sure to head in there. We also have VIP text reminders. If you'd like to get reminded that these trainings are happening, if you'd like to get access to one of my favorite free gifts I give out, it's called the Design Your Dream Business Guidebook. All you've got to do right now is go to womenrockingbusiness.com/VIP text. You can open it up right now. Go to womenrockingbusiness.com/VIP text, and you'll be on our VIP text list if you're not already getting text reminders. And that way you won't miss a minute of the training. We'll let you know about the bonus training, and we'll send you a link to my dream business guidebook. It's a super fun way to get clear on your values and the next steps for your business. Deborah, we had a couple women play full out in the workbook selfie contest.
We did, and I am super excited because the winners of our workbook selfie contest are going to be getting an incredible gift in the mail. You're going to be getting the Women Rocking Business book that Sage has written and her favorite mug. And we've got 2 winners to announce, and I just want to acknowledge each and every one of you who played with your selfie workbook pictures. Way to take that first bonus step. And this is to incentivize all the rest of you to get in there and keep playing this week. So, drum roll, please. We have 2 winners. Our first winner is Jacqueline Arnold, and she is a stand for taking underprivileged women with limited resources to the next level by centering their mindset to dream big. And she is ready to rock the stage. Congratulations, Jacqueline. And Juliana Marin, congratulations. She, I love this picture so much, is her quote said, "No cold feet." She is ready to rock the stage. And Juliana is a stand for university students bravely walking out of their story and becoming their own storyteller, creating a life of freedom, confidence, and joy. Congratulations, Jacqueline and Juliana, for playing full out this week. And we are excited to see the rest of you playing full out so that we can be celebrating you when you take your massive action each day to get yourself entered in our $22,000 prize contest.
All right, sisters, the workbook selfie contest was just a bonus. It's not required to be officially admitted into the 5-part official CTA contest. So you can post a workbook selfie if you want, but it's not required. And if you want to pull the workbook up on a device rather than printing it out, we print on recycled paper over here in my house. But if you want to pull it up on your virtual device, that's perfectly wonderful as well. I want to remind you that tomorrow's topic is outlining your client attracting talk. You're not going to want to miss tomorrow. You're going to literally leave tomorrow's training with a client attracting talk outlined so that you can go use this talk to attract high ticket clients. And just a reminder that we're going to invite you to go live in the group on Facebook, make a 1-minute imperfect video sharing your magnetic message, and then loving up 3 of your sisters. And just a reminder that we have a VIP after party starting in 9 minutes. So if you have not already headed over to womenrockingbusiness.com/VIP, we hope that you will. And I want to remind you that the Zoom link for the VIP after party is going to be in that email, and it should come within a minute or 2. So take a deep breath. If you just registered, no stress. My team's going to make sure you get that link. The after party is going to go for about an hour. Sometimes we go a little bit over.
And for all the women who've already jumped in for the VIP, I'm seeing some of you post messages in the chat. Look in your inbox and your spam folder. If you don't have that email with the link, that's where you'll find it. And if you look in your spam folder and you're not finding it, please shoot a message to support@womenrockingbusiness.com and we will get you that Zoom link for the after party.
Look in your spam folder, look in your promotions folder. Sometimes it goes in there, and then mark us as a safe sender. And the subject line says VIP details. So you can search in your inbox, search for VIP details. And that VIP email should pop up, and the Zoom link will be in there. And no stress, if you can't find it, just email support@womenrockingbusiness.com. And my team is standing by to make sure you get the Zoom link. So it might take a few minutes. There are a lot of you, close to over 900, I think, at this point. I'm looking at my little numbers pop up over there. But so no stress, we will get to you. We will get you in the Zoom meeting. If you can't find the email, support@womenrockingbusiness.com is the email address to reach out to, and my team is standing by. So I want to invite you to take a nice deep breath, reach your arms up overhead, and give yourself a pat on the back for being a part of day 1 of the Rock the Stage Challenge. Give yourself a pat on the back for the imperfect video that you're hopefully going to make between now and tomorrow. And I cannot wait to be back here with you tomorrow for the training on how to outline a client attracting talk. It's such a gift to be with you. We'll play just a little bit of music. We'll say goodbye to the restreamers, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Rock the Stage Challenge. Y'all are so inspiring. Such a gift to get to be here with every single one of you. Keep going, and know that we need all humans, especially women, all shapes, colors, sizes, to get out there and bring their authentic gifts, not your robotic, overly perfected, overly scripted self that would never have technical difficulties, but the part of you that's willing to show up anyway. Thank you for dancing with our technical difficulties. You all opened my heart so much. And we will see you on the VIP after party. Bye, everyone.